Hi guys, my name is Gerda. Welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time. Today I'm going to give you guys a couple of tips on French curved rulers, which are very important when it comes to pattern making, drawing, and technical designs and so forth. So what I have a pack. This is like a pack of 4 pieces, and they come in various sizes and different shapes, but more or less they always have this round shape to them. Okay, now you can actually use these rulers in any type of a way as far as your design is concerned. More or less, I use them for my pattern pieces. This is like it's a small size, kid size bathing suit pattern. So I use those small pieces for the neckline. If you can see, I use this to actually trace the armhole and so forth. You kind of like work around it and so forth. And for the bottom, the leg part, I try to use this one, or I can use this as well. You see how it's kind of like shaping, and you can actually move it around. Then if you want to add an extra that seam allowance part where it actually curves like this, actually curves like this, so you can actually do that as well. And also they are very good for your neckline. Okay, so like this one, this is one of the big ones that I have. See, I can actually use that one for the actual neckline of this bathing suit. You see it? It fits perfectly on this. You see that? The small ones, what I also use them for is like when I'm teaching young kids art, I have them use these rulers and draw on piece of fabrics, like they were making handbags. So what I have them use are these small pieces of shape of rulers, and you can see it's all the same shape. All these shapes come from the French curve rulers, and this is like a cute little bag. They had fun. They actually draw different shapes, like odd shapes and whatever shapes that came to mind when they were doing that. This is like a fruit type thing. They can be very creative. Now also what I do, I actually use these rulers as well when I'm drawing something, as far as like this is like the vase. So I actually I'm going to show you guys. So what I did, I actually used this small shape just to get that round edge of the bottom of the bottle. See? You can always use them any way, shape, or form. So I can use, let's see, if I wanted to use, I can use this, just kind of like turn it around. I'm going to use a black marker so that way you guys can actually see. Now, what I also did, I love to create fabrics. This is like a paisley. I got the inspiration from a paisley piece of fabric that I have. So you see all the shape on this fabric? It's actually more or less the same kind of shape of these rulers. So this was my inspiration. So what I did, I took a piece of paper, and 8x10, whatever size you want, and then I even used this ruler somewhere down here, or half of it. I use every single pieces of these rulers I used and actually made different shapes and kind of give it a different look. And you can be creative, you can do whatever you want to do with it. So it's best, I did mine in pencil, but it's best to do it with a marker or a black pen. That way when you make a copy of it or you scan it, and you can take it to Photoshop or Illustrator and actually add colors and create a nice piece of colorful piece of fabric with it. And I also use these rulers if I'm drawing something. So let's say for this shape of the skirt, if I want it to be very round, so what I did, I am gonna replace the ruler, and I'm gonna use like a pencil just to kind of not to mess up with it. So then I can always go back. You see, it kind of gives it a much more rounded shape. And if I wanted to add, let's say for my gathering lines, because the waistline has a lot of gatherings, so if I wanted to show the depth of the gathering, so actually you see this part, this small one, the small short line, I can actually go back and then I can use this. I can use, you know, kind of keep the roller in the shape that I want. These rollers come very handy when it comes to drawing short lines. Now even with the princess line, I use that just to give it a much nicer shape. A little bit of curve shape around the bust area of this. There's so much you can do with these rulers. You see? Now I can go back. Now I can do this side and use the same shape, or I can even add, and as I'm drawing it I can follow the original line that I did earlier. Now I can add this part, I can either erase it or add a little bit of paint, watercolors on top of it, just to give it a nicer shape, to blend in everything else with what I'm doing right now. So with this top, with the sweetheart shape, I can use something smaller, or I can use this, I can use that. Let me just do it for you guys in a way outside of something else. I can actually, let's say this is my top, so this would be the center. So to give it a nice shape, follow that, and I can actually do this. See? And this would be a sweetheart shape on a gown. Well, this is kind of too long, so I'm gonna do this. And so forth. This is the shape that really is important right now. And if you want to use this and turn it into, like, I also use the small ones too. Let's say I'm doing this cascade shape on this illustration, so I can use to kind of give it a much better shape. I can use these small rulers and kind of go around, you see, and this, okay. And let's say for instance the neckline, this is like a deep V neckline. You see how it falls right into it. Actually, I can actually see, and I can reshape it and give it a much sharper shape. And if I want, I can actually go down all the way to the first fold of the cascade. You see the difference? It gives it a nice sharper shape. And I can use the same ruler and do the other side. Just kind of give it a sharper, you see the big difference before and after. Now what I'll do, I'm going to lower this line, that way I can connect this line to that line and give it a much better line. See, there's so much you can do with that, with these rulers. Look at that. And basically that's it. It's up to you to actually do, and I can actually do this. It's up to you to use it to your liking. You see? Now there's so much you can do with this, and I hope you guys, if you guys have any questions below, just write me a note and ask whatever questions you might have, and we'll take it from there. I hope you have fun using all these cute, and you can also use any one of them as far as you can actually move them around, because those French curves come very handy if you want to make skirt and everything else, a skirt, or even for sleeves, to shape the right shape of sleeves and so forth. Thank you, and I hope to see you next time, and have a nice evening, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.